Hello everyone and welcome to the last best of 3 in the IEM Season 5 group stage. So we're almost through. Of course there's one after this, but I don't have the replays for those, so I'm just gonna tell you the result of it after this best of 3 is over. But let's take a look at this one first. It is Insomnia against LiiLD.C. Insomnia spawning here in red on the left hand side of Echo Isles, LiiLD.C spawning in yellow on the right hand side. LiiLD.C is so far unbeaten in the group stage. He's going to end up on rank 1 of group D. So he's going to go to the finals for sure, whereas for Insomnia it is a extremely important best of 3. If he wins this, then he's going to be through as well. However, if he loses it, then he is probably going to drop out, as HG would have to beat Thomas G in the last best of 3 for him to surpass Insomnia if he loses here. And you know, Thomas G hasn't won a map so far, so I guess there are decent chances of HG beating Thomas G in the final best of 3 of this entire group stage. So DH against AM, Ancient of War here in front of the little green camp. Militia and Wisp passing each other right now, so the usual scouts, Insomnia with the scout farm. First footman out already, so everything more or less as usual. Second Moonwell is halfway done in the meantime. We'll see how quickly LiiLD.C is going to dare attacking here. As you can see, he would have the resources for another Moonwell at the moment, but he doesn't build one, so he apparently feels confident enough to go up to tier 2 without getting that third Moonwell. So both of them start by creeping the green camps on top of their main bases. Insomnia with the Gloves of Haste first, the Demon Hunter abandoning the creep camp here only after taking down the Ogre, getting the Ring of Protection. And he's probably not going to be able to do too much here. I guess Mana Burn will probably be casted onto the AM soon-ish. It looks like LiiLD.C doesn't want to take too much damage here unnecessarily, but
our warriors have engaged the
yeah, I'm not sure if it would be worth it, because even one Mana Burn couldn't deny the next Water Metal, and therefore if he took insane loads of damage just to get the one Mana Burn in, then that could also backfire on him. Now he's probably gonna do so. Water Metal has already been spawned. The Wisp here just floating around, doing some more scouting, is not going to be picked off yet. In the meantime, another scout farm down here. Tech started by LiiLD.C. Insomnia, not yet. AM level 2 after killing 2 of the creeps of the little null spot here. And it looks like he'll creep the expansion right now. Or is it gonna be the mercenary camp? No, I don't think that's particularly likely at the moment. And he's actually going down to the natural expansion immediately without getting the mercs first. Demon Hunter once again is a little too late to actually cast the Mana Burn on the AM, as he already was able to get the Water Metals in. He's now moving in a little bit more, getting the kill on the Water Metal, closing in on level 2. Let's see who's going to be able to get the Ogre Magi. It looks like Insomnia doesn't really want to get it down to low HP. Now the Mana Burn could be coming in, and it is very obvious actually. I'm wondering why Insomnia did continue attacking the Ogre Magi there, but he did, and therefore LiiLD.C gets a level 2, pulling back though, as he's taken so much damage in return and doesn't really have a huge load of momentum to work with until his Demon Hunter is back up to full HP. In the meantime, the Archer's taking down one of the scout farm here. 5 already for LiiLD.C, so it looks like he's going to apply a lot of pressure in the not too distant future. Hunter Soul is coming, Shop is coming, tier 2 soon-ish to be done, and he's actually going for the main base where there are no towers whatsoever yet. With his archers, Demon Hunter picked up Boots of Speed, no Staff of Teleportation, surprisingly. I would have imagined him going for that as well, as he could staff over across the map basically immediately right now, as he has just healed up, but he's not going to do so. The archers are going to be driven away by the IEM. Expansion is being built. Footmen are waiting down here. No dust yet as well for Insomnia. So both of them not, you know, perfectly equipped as the peers. But then again, if we look at Insomnia, at LiiLD.C's bank at the moment, he just had enough to pick up the Naga once he reached tier 2. So I guess the purchasing the Staff of Teleportation would have delayed his second tier a little bit, would have delayed the lores a little bit, and therefore probably made sense. Insomnia is taking plenty of damage on his AM here, and he's immediately repositioning with the town portal. Wow, that's might be a little bit of an overreaction here. Militia are streaming in though, and the AM is going to be safe behind those. Of course, against the Demon Hunter, he would have taken more and more damage, but still, if the AM would have ran to the bottom, then the Demon Hunter couldn't have really chased after him, because having only Naga and archers to fight against the defense footman, as we can see here right now, is quite horrible and quite difficult to pull off. And once again, the Demon Hunter has taken plenty of damage already, so Insomnia, maybe with the right call here, pushing this back, at least for now. This one is an Ancient of Lore as well, so we see double Ancient of Lore as expected, with the Night Elf building the Hunter's Hall during his tier 2 tech. In the meantime, still no towers whatsoever at Insomnia's main. He's teching very quickly here, even without upgrading a tower at his expansion as well. So he seems to feel very confident here with his army consisting of basically only defense footmen. If he gets this entire creep cat for free, which apparently he will, because Insomnia is spending his time killing a scout farm in the middle, then he's gonna be even up at level 3 already, which is going to be of great help. The replenishment potion is being used immediately. Yeah, in this situation, definitely a great item to get here. I guess either the replenishment potion or the sentry wards would have been great in this situation here. In the meantime, LiiLD.C not wasting any time as well, though, has moved his ancient ward up to the marketplace, continues creeping here, and well, by the looks of it, still not going tier 3. Okay, never mind then. Was about to say, by the looks of it, maybe planning to take this into, you know, a higher tech stage of the game, but not yet. He's building plenty of Dryades at first, which we've seen a lot of times during this tournament in this particular matchup, and we'll see how well he's going to be able to work with those against what Insomnia has to offer at the moment. There's only one tower. Oh, the first guard tower is going to come up in just a second as well, which is super important to work against those Dryades. Of course, he's going to be able to dispel the water metals rather easily once he's gathered a couple of Dryades, but against defense footmen, against towers, they're not exactly the greatest unit to have. One arcane tower is being upgraded here as well. Let's see if LiiLD.C is still going to be in time to do anything about that. The guard tower is being upgraded in the back of the human base as well, and it looks like Insomnia is preparing here to do the repair, and he is definitely going to be able to get that up. Of course, this is 1.21, so the big nerf of the repair rate of the towers was in 1.22, and therefore the repair rate of the towers is still higher in this version than it is these days. But then again, against this number of units, it's still going to be difficult, and yeah, he doesn't have enough peasants in place as the peers, so this tower is going down, but this one is definitely a lot more safely placed. Tier 2 has finished in the meantime. Footman is heading over to the tavern, probably. There's no second hero being produced in the altar, so it's probably gonna see a Naga here. Maybe something out of the box by Insomnia, but probably not. So the footmen, defense footmen, are winning a little bit more time here, but without a hero to support them, they're not really able to do a lot against this army, even though they're decent against the Dryades and the archers. So Insomnia is just... oh, he doesn't have the supply at the moment. Building another farm at his expansion right now, building another farm at the top, but as he just lost another footman, he does have the supply right now to pick up the Naga second. Tier 3 just started for the Night Elf. Look at the positioning of that Tree of Life. He knows about the farm here at a very obvious position. He knows about the fact that the AM is roaming around the map somewhere, so he's going about this in the safest way possible. In the meantime, the pressure really starts working decently here, as LiiLD.C is able to delay the tier 2 buildings of Insomnia, which is huge, of course, because Insomnia wants to eventually do a timing push, and by delaying that timing, of course, LiiLD.C is putting himself into a much better position. Now the IEM is finding the Tree of Life, is inside of the Night Elf's main base, but there's nothing he can do about it anymore. Nature's Blessing has been researched in the meantime as well, so this Tree of Life isn't going to take too long, Dried Ghost Horn isn't going to take too long to walk down to the bottom of the map to eventually, you know, get that additional gold income flowing for the Night Elf player. So LiiLD.C trying to punish Insomnia here, trying to catch the Naga on her way, but she's got the Boots of Speed. Let's see if the Dryads are still going to be able to contribute to the Naga's death. Actually, Imbu Potion has to be passed onto the Naga, and that should be enough to save her. I don't think the Demon Hunter wants to go through this gap between the altar and the main building, and therefore, as previously said, the Naga survives. Blacksmith about to finish. In the meantime, the second Arcane Sanctum is finally going to be finished as well, so at least caster production can begin for Insomnia, who saved up a lot of gold already, 1,000. He's still at 50 supply, but I think he's gonna want to break. Yeah, he's breaking just now, so me saying he's gonna want to break soon would have been the right call. Workshop coming as well, so we're gonna see the regular tier 2 human unit composition, as Insomnia is once again trying to dive into the Night Elf's main base to maybe do some damage. Not really sure about what he hopes to achieve here. I mean, yeah, if he's getting a Moonwell, then fine, but maybe it would be better to continue creeping a little bit. For example, the big turtle camp here. The Demon Hunter being staffed, I guess. Yeah, the Naga does have the staff of preservation, so he was staffed back here to try and deal with this harassment, but the Demon Hunter alone not strong enough. But the Demon Hunter alone with Rejuvenation, definitely a force to be reckoned with, and the Naga will probably agree to that, as Mana Burn and another hit are probably even gonna secure the kill on the Naga. Then again, it's only a level 1 hero, so shouldn't bother the human player too much. In the meantime, this has been crept. The expansion is being set up. Insomnia has to fall back. The IEM, oh, if he's forced to town ball here, that's pretty decent success for LiiLD.C. He didn't really waste any time. He crept with his Naga, got his expansion up. Oh, it looks like this was misplaced a little bit. He crept with his Naga. He fended off the harassment with only his Demon Hunter basically, and a few Dryads eventually killed the level 1 Naga, of course, and forced the town portal, so fair enough. Still, Insomnia has in the meantime been able to get a lot of casters out, a lot of breakers out. The first mortars not yet out. I think the first mortar is just being produced at the moment, so we'll see that push at about 70 supply eventually. Unfortunately, no proper items yet for the human player. Other than that, it's looking pretty fine for him. Bears with 1-0 upgrades, 3-2 heroes against 3-1, if I recall correctly. Yeah, and now Insomnia starts creeping a little bit. The mortar teams, nicely done by Insomnia, not trying to unite them with his army prematurely. He's gonna very safely, as I just said, unite his army, not allow his opponent to catch the reinforcements on the way, which LiiLD.C, you know, clearly takes into consideration when he's going across the map to creep in here between the main base and the expansion of the human player. Second mortar team just about to spawn, and did he replace the rally point? No, he didn't. He's placed it properly, and he's gonna have to make sure to pull that one back right now, which is exactly what he's doing. Still, the Naga might be able to get in there with a Fog Lightning. Arcane Tower actually attacking the Dryad here instead of one of the heroes, and there is a town portal for Insomnia, which he might be forced to use, but then again, LiiLD.C also doesn't want to go all in against the base defense of the human player at the moment, and therefore no need to town portal. One mortar team has been picked off, which is unfortunate, but not going to be game deciding, I'm assuming. Peasants here making sure that this mortar team is not going to suffer as much as the previous one did. Insomnia now finally at the shop. He's definitely gonna wanna get, like usually, 2 heal scrolls and the Imbu Potion. Not sure what items are available though. One heat scroll has been purchased by LiiLD.C, but I think that's been quite a while ago already, and he's even getting the Tome of Retraining, so we'll see Blizzard in order to try and deal with all of those bears. The peasants are decently positioned, but of course Fog Lightning and the bears are doing so much damage against that, and Insomnia, okay, I think he was just waiting for the next heat scroll to appear in the shop. He's marching in from the bottom with his entire army except for the AM yet, and that's enough to already force the town portal off of LiiLD.C. The Dryad here actually not dying. A couple of units have gone down. These are 2 archers, this is a Dryad. I don't see a bear corpse here, so all of this is probably human units. Just check the mortar count here. Did he get all of them? That'd be pretty big, because they're basically the sole damage output against the Dryads in the late game fights for the human player. So Insomnia up at 70 supply, LiiLD.C at 73 already. So this has definitely paid out here. I think in total he must have killed 4 mortar teams there, like 1 previously and 3 when he was diving in back there. So that was definitely worth losing a Dryad and a couple of those archers, which at this point are more or less useless anyway. Second Fairy Dragon out already as well, which is of course great against the casters of the human. And eventually I think Insomnia's gonna have to get going, because things aren't gonna get any better. His expansion of course has a lot less gold in it than LiiLD.C's, about 5,000 that is. Won 1 upgrades for the Night Death player in the meantime as well. Let's see what he finds here. Ring of Regeneration. And I think, didn't he find a Ring of Regeneration here? At least he found something that wasn't too great. I mean, Ring of Regeneration is a decent early game item, but at this stage of the game, really much more worth in gold than its effect. So yeah, 2 heal scrolls for the human. He's picking up a second invul potion, maybe a 3rd heal scroll. He would have the resources to do so. Time 1-2 mortar teams are out. 2-0 upgrades on the breakers, nothing on the mortar teams. Adept on the Zorg, so he's got Invis, doesn't have Dispel on his priests. Then again, he's got the breakers who can of course steal Roar and steal Rejuvenation. So Blizzard is coming in alright placed, and the position is as good as it gets for Insomnia. My goodness, these breakers are blocking off everything. The castles are completely untouched, as well as the mortars. Only the Fairy Dragons are doing a bit of damage against it. Let's see if he can properly reposition the army here. Demon Hunter and the first Dryad are now getting into the back. The Naga is moving forward as well. Fog Lightning doing some decent damage. The first couple of bears are falling. Breakers are still standing somewhat strong, and there's still a heal scroll remaining on the Naga, which I think will... okay, it's on cooldown, so he cannot use it yet. The Demon Hunter reaching level 5. Still, LiiLD.C now finally has repositioned his army, so even though the beginning of the fight was looking pretty good for Insomnia, it's now getting better and better and better for LiiLD.C, and Insomnia has definitely ran out of steam already. He's only level 4 in his aim right now. Next bear is getting sniped out, but other than that, there's not really anything that supplies hope for Insomnia at the moment. His Naga is about to use... okay, it's not about to use the Invo Potion, because he already quits the game. As I said in the beginning, the blocker line in the smaller choke was about as good as it gets for the human player. But the problem was just, if even before the fight the Night Death player has the supply advantage already in a strategy that revolves around a timing push, then something went wrong beforehand, and that was definitely the aggression by LiiLD.C that cost Insomnia his mortar team's lives over and over again, and for once delayed his push and made it so much weaker because there was so much damage output lacking. And in the end, you know, the Dryads, they barely took any damage. The bears in the front, fair enough, a few of them went down, but the army was just not strong enough at this point anymore to take on the Night Death heroes, and of course the Night Death army, and of course just looking at the heroes, the Demon Hunter getting up to level 5, Naga over level 4 already, were just too much to overcome with the small number of units that Insomnia had remaining there in the end. So LiiLD.C takes the first map, continues playing pretty impressively as he did basically throughout the entire tournament so far, and he is yeah, one map away from, you know, throwing Insomnia on the, you know, verge of being out of this tournament. And the second map is going to be Turtle Rock.